All right, all right. Welcome, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get started just to respect everybody's time. If you do not know me, my name is Morgan Johnson, and I am a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus. All that means is I've helped a whole lot of people get healthy and happy, and it has been a joy in doing so. I'm going to share a little bit about me. How did I get involved with Plexus? Has almost been 7 years, which is crazy. We call them Plexiversaries around here, and I'm about to have one when I made my very first order. Hilarious story. Made my order. My card actually was stolen. I didn't get my products right away. Had to like redo my whole order. And I started with two other friends. So technically they started before me, but we'll get to that. So I started very, very skeptically. I didn't know why I needed these supplements, but Krista, who you're going to hear from later, was posting on Facebook about it all the time. We had met through ministry friends. They said, hey, you guys need to meet the Dearies. You guys are so similar. And turns out they were right. And now they're some of our dearest friends. So we met briefly in Lakeland, Florida, stayed connected. Facebook is one of my absolute favorite things of pie because it's given me one of my best friends and this business and the opportunity. We'll get to that as well. But I had a front row seat to watching Krista's story unfold. I knew she was the real deal. I knew that her testimony was the real deal. I watched her really turn her health around and turn her finances around. I still didn't think it was for me. I didn't need the opportunity at the time. And at the time, I thought, I'm really healthy. Like, I really like chocolate and I really like vegetables. I've never had a bad doctor's visit, and we're just going to go with this. Like, I had no idea that really my gut was screaming unhealthy. Okay. So I just reached out to Krista because I felt drawn to the supplements. I was like, listen, I keep seeing these things posted and I'm like kind of interested, but I'm kind of healthy and I just want to be a better mom. And I have 3 kids at the time. I was nursing a 2-month-old. So that was my parameters. I want this to be safe for my baby. And I want to make sure I'm not putting junk in my body. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that the only supplement I've ever taken is a prenatal vitamin and maybe Flintstones when I was a little kid. I don't know. Like, I did not take supplements before this. I was not crunchy. Don't worry. Don't leave. Krista's very crunchy. She's going to tell you all the things, but that was not me. And I just thought I was doing good by eating a salad every once in a while and some vegetables. So she said, no worries. Most people start on the triplex combo and let's add in the X Factor vitamin and that can replace your prenatal. So I was like, all right, Krista says it's good. Let's order it. I was a pastor's wife. So of course I wasn't like rolling in the money. So I ordered wholesale. She told me how I could order wholesale and that people could order from me if they wanted to, but there was no obligation. I'm like, I do not want to sell this stuff, like not even a wee bit. I don't even want anybody to know I'm taking the supplements, especially a little pink drink called Slim. Like, I'm skinny and I'm nursing a 2-month-old. I can't be on a diet drink. Like, that's what I thought. And I still thought she was kind of crazy, but I'm like, I feel drawn to your supplements, so I got to try these things. So I order the triplex, I order the X Factor, and I do exactly what she tells me to do. I stay consistent, I ease my way into the supplements, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't need to sleep with my kids anymore. Like, they can take a nap and I'm gonna go get laundry done, I'm gonna clean my house. And then I realized I'm going to the bathroom every day. I've never gone to the bathroom every day. And actually, when I travel, I don't go the whole time I'm gone. That's unhealthy, y'all. That's like your gut screaming at you. I've always been relatively skinny, so I just thought, like, you don't need to go to the bathroom every day, right? No, you need to be going to, if you're eating, you need to be going to the bathroom. We're going to go there. So then, if you knew me previously, it was like, Morgan loves chocolate. If we're at a church event, I was going to be at that dessert table and I was going to eat all the desserts. I ate a chocolate granola bar for breakfast. I had a little bit of something after lunch, and I had a big dessert at dinner. I'm not exaggerating. Every day, my body needed lots of chocolate. Do I still like chocolate? Yes. But it was like a miracle going to Starbucks and I ordered all the things, mocha, caramel, frappuccino with the extra sauce. You know what I'm talking about? I ordered it 3 times. Yes, I wasted like 8 times 3, multiple times before I realized I don't like this anymore. It's too sweet. I don't need it like I used to. That is a gut health alarm going off. Do I still like the taste of chocolate? 100%, but I can make cookies for my kids and not eat one. That's crazy, right? But that is gut health, y'all. When I was pregnant with my fourth, it took away my sciatic pain. Like I used to have really bad sciatic pain all the time. Ease, which our friend is going to talk about later, took away my sciatic pain. After I had my fourth baby, all I took was ease. I didn't need any painkillers after that fourth baby. It was huge as well, which is a natural turmeric supplement. Gets rid of your inflammation and your pain naturally. It was huge. I felt like a more balanced mama. I didn't feel like I had to ride those roller coasters like we were used to. I felt like I was able to sleep so much better. 7 years in, and it just keeps getting better and better. Of course, I had a little bit of weight loss, and that was wonderful, but it was a byproduct of getting to the root of what was going on in my gut, balancing out my hormones in my body, and watching the change last for 7 years. Okay. It wasn't a quick fix. It's not something that's just going to put a band aid over a problem. We're going to get to the root of the issues. My cravings changed. So I ate healthier, right? I had more energy. So I was able to work out. Those things that come naturally, you have to partner with them, and then you're going to see those results last a long time. And that's what we want, right? We don't want something that's going to change us tomorrow and then it's going to all be reversed as soon as we look away. No, we want to develop healthy habits, and Triplex came alongside me and helped me develop those healthy habits. So I'm going to show you the Triplex very quickly. So we have the pink drink. It is called Slim. That's our pink drink. We have two different ones. The only difference between these are flavor and fiber. The smaller one is our microbiome. It has a microbiome prebiotic fiber. Okay, this one has a polydextrose fiber, so it has double the fiber. It keeps you fuller longer. It's called Slim Hunger Control. Does it mean if you're skinny you can't drink Slim Hunger Control? No, that's not what it means at all. So how do you choose the right slim, flavor, and fiber? Okay, so what do you like to drink? Cherry lovers love the cherry one. I'm just gonna let you know a secret. I'm not a cherry lover. I like watermelon, lemon, raspberry. That's my go-to. I'm a microbiome drinker. Pretty sure Krista loves the hunger control. They both work phenomenally. They're going to balance your blood sugar. They're going to reduce inflammation. This one is going to start working on your gut because of the prebiotic fiber. This one is going to keep you fuller longer, kind of balance those hormones. If you need to stay away from the prebiotic, this is your go-to Slim. They're both wonderful. We can help you choose that. The probiotic ProBio 5, guys, this was a game changer, and that's all I thought I needed was these two things, because it helped me go to the bathroom daily, but really it does so much more. Whenever my kids are sick, I put ProBio 5 in their applesauce, in their yogurt. I amp up this, and really within a couple days they are good to go. We call this the scrubber. This is going to clean out our gut, okay, and this is going to flush it out. BioCleanse is gentle. You don't have to be next to a bathroom. You don't have to do anything like that. We're going to watch your dose. It's a magnesium supplement. It has vitamin C in it. It's really, really great for you. You listen to your body and we'll help you with that as well. We just say drink half your body weight in ounces of water or more. Water is so good for you. Add hydrate to add those electrolytes. Even better. And then the X Factor vitamin, it's fully methylated. It's wonderful. Your body absorbs the nutrients that you need. Everybody needs a good multivitamin, and I loved it. And I could experience, like I knew when I took X Factor and when I forgot to take it. That's how good it is. So why do I love Plexus? Because it gets to the root of our issues and truly balances out our body. So we have that lasting change. I heard testimony after testimony after testimony. I posted before. I heard Krista's story, and as Jenna was pouring out her heart, just simply ministry connection there as well, I'm like, she needs these supplements because her testimony is so much like Krista's, but she hasn't gotten freedom yet. She really needs like some health supplements to work it out. And so I started talking to her and I'm like, listen, I have no skin in the game. I don't care whether you order or you don't order, but you have to know my friend Krista's testimony. Fast forward, she's going to tell you her testimony, but it's so similar. She was able to find that healing through this gut health. And so I figured out 6 months after being a closet pink drink, like just over here drinking my pink drink, trying to tell no one what it is. They're like, what you need? What you drinking over there? I'm like, nothing. It's just wonderful. I'm just trying to work on my health. I don't know. I can't tell you. Okay. 6 months into it, I knew the Lord was nudging my heart to jump in to the business aspect, jumped all in, knew I had a gift that I had to give to other people, was like, Lord, I'm gonna lay down my pride. If this is you, I'm going for it. I posted on Facebook once a day for a year, added them to an info page, invited them to our community. I had a business at the end of that year, and it's only grown. I make 6 figures now. I've gone to Hawaii, and they've given us trips to Mexico. I could have a Lexus if I wanted. The incentives are crazy, and it's real. And it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be the first one in. We are in a business for ourselves, but we're not by ourselves. We have a team that is ready there to hold your hand. My favorite thing is that we don't have monthly minimums. You don't have to have parties all the time, but you can have them if you want to, and you're a people person. You get to do business your way. I could never do this business if I had to do X, Y, Z, but you get to do what fits in your lifestyle, what fits your personality, and you get to share a gift with others, health and wealth. It's been so fun. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. It's been such a blessing, and for little to nothing, right? You have such a small startup, and then you get a website and a company and a warehouse, and they do it all for you. I don't have to stock anything. I mean, like, it's really truly unbelievable. But I'm going to go ahead and be quiet because I really want you guys to hear Jenna's testimony, and she's going to share a little bit about a challenge coming up. But Jenna has been another light bulb moment of like, these supplements really work, and the ripple effect that network marketing can be. So Jenna, will you share with us your testimony, what you love about Plexus, and then Crystal will wrap it up for us.
Hey guys, it's so good to see all of your beautiful faces on here tonight. Can everyone hear me okay? All right, perfect. Like Morgan was saying, she had reached out to me just because her heart is just so genuine and just so wants to see other mamas, other people thriving, living in freedom, having all the energy. I had been watching Morgan and her 4 kids. One of them, her youngest, was actually born within 3 days of my oldest. And so we were pregnant at the same time. And here she was pregnant with 3 other kids, like running around doing ministry, all the things. And I'm like, what is this girl on? Because I can't get off the couch. I don't feel like I have the energy to do anything. And then after he was born, my firstborn, I went into a severe postpartum period of just depression, anxiety. I can talk freely about it now because I've been set free from it, but it was something that truly was a huge pivot point in my life where I was like, wow, I'm not doing okay. And then when you see other friends that you were in the same season of who are thriving and living their lives, you're like, okay, something's got to change. Like, this shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be normal to be sitting on the couch while my newborn baby is in the bouncer all day long watching TV. You know, it shouldn't be normal to have these anxious thoughts or to be driving in the car just feeling lifeless and numb. And you know, you would rather just have a car drive you off the side of the road because there was something wrong mentally that wasn't connecting. And I just remember, like, I never had the energy to cook. My house, I always had dishes in the sink. I'm like, I don't have the energy for this. I have a newborn baby. A time that was supposed to be the happiest and the most joyful time of my life, I feel like was being robbed from me. And so when we got pregnant again, very short soon after, I was like, I got to do something to change this. I had been following Morgan and watching her, and I'm like, she has something that I know that I need, and I am willing to do anything to get the energy back, to get myself back, because I knew that that wasn't who I was. And so as she had reached out to me again, I'm like, you know what? Yes, like, please, just, I'm going to try it. I'm going to jump in. And so I actually started on the Slim, Active, and Ease combo, which is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. I personally love it because it's what I started on. And it's my inflammation started going away, all the puffiness from what I had gained during pregnancy, my cankles that I had gained during pregnancy, all the water weight, everything started going down. I, in the first week taking the Slim and Active, noticed my energy levels the first day. I mean, I've been getting testimonies from other people who have been saying the same thing, like, I feel like this is crazy, but I have energy and it's only the first day of drinking this. And I'm like, it's not crazy at all because I experienced the same thing. I was making dinner again. I was doing my dishes. These were small, seeming small victories, but they were so huge to me to know that while my husband was out there working, like I could give something back. And it started giving me life again. It started giving me purpose again. I was able to work out again and I had joy with my toddler and now my newborn baby that I had. I was running around with my toddler with my newborn strapped to my chest, and I'm like, "Who is this person? Like, this was not me last time I had a baby. Is this what it's really supposed to be like?" And I just had a whole new season of joy, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, this cannot be it, right?" Like, of course, you have Jesus mixed in and this is the vehicle that Jesus chose to use to help bring my healing. It was something that helped bring me humility. It was something that helped crumble my pride so that I could start taking this and bringing other mamas into it. It was something where I was like, okay, Morgan, like, what do I have to do to start sharing this? Because I know if I'm feeling this way, I know a list of other moms, other people, singles, dads that I'm like, they need this. And so the Slim, like Morgan was talking about, there's 2 different kinds, the hunger control and the microbiome. I prefer the hunger control because I am a snacker. I like popcorn. I like all the salty things. And so this is super helpful when it comes to that. The ease has been a game changer. Anyone that starts on any welcome pack, I'm like, add the ease to it because this is going to change your life. This is literally what has helped taking down all of my facial inflammation. If I were to do a before and after right now, your mind would be blown because the turmeric and all the things that are in it helped with the inflammation and my back pain after having babies. I had crazy back, knee pain, all the things. And this literally has replaced Tylenol in our household. So we take that. I take it every morning and I notice when I don't take it. I'll just say that. And then active, we do not go without in our house. This is my husband's favorite. He makes sure I am stocked up on this every month, and he is not happy when we run out. He's like, no. So active is a favorite in our house. It's our clean, all natural energy drink. I think there is 100 milligrams or milligrams of caffeine in it. I think is the right. It's 100. Okay. But there's green tea in it and it is the best. So it doesn't have a ton where you're going to be jolting and bouncing off the walls, but this has helped with my mental clarity. It has helped me with mothering and homeschooling. It has helped me with my business and all the things. I literally mix these two up first thing in the morning. In my day, I just get going on all the things. I don't have coffee in the morning anymore. I'll sometimes have it in the afternoon because I like to make my little homemade espresso lattes, but I literally don't need the coffee anymore because of these two. And it is amazing. You feel so much better. I don't have the afternoon crash, the naps, the sluggishness, all the things. It has brought joy back into our household. It has brought joy back into my mothering, back into my motherhood. If you ask my husband, I am a whole different wife and mom than I was 3 years ago before I started. But that is my journey. It has a lot of similarities to Krista's, which is just so beautiful because the Lord just so intentionally intertwines all of these stories together, and it is the best thing ever. But Krista, I love hearing your story, and I'm going to stop talking now because you just have the most beautiful testimony ever. And I always love and adore hearing from you. I always cry and tear up. I love you so much. So go ahead.
Oh, thank you. This has been so good so far. And it touches me every time I hear your testimonies and really just the power of what we offer. It truly is a gift that changes lives. That can sound really cliche and really dramatic. But I've been watching that happen now for 8 years, and we've seen so many come in and see radical testimonies, and some are subtle. I mean, really, it's a big deal to have energy, right? It's a big deal to fall asleep really easily at night and sleep well. It's a big deal for moms to not need to nap every day. I napped every day for over a decade. And I just thought moms were tired because we were moms. And come to find out, actually, there's a way to thrive in motherhood. But my name is Krista, like Jenna said. We have 8 kids ranging in age from 21 down to 5. And when I first heard about Plexus, I was the skeptic of all skeptics. I had already unfollowed my friend because I didn't want to see her post for 2.5 years. So I wanted nothing to do with it. I was a supplement snob. I thought I was already taking all the best things. I had books upon books along my shelf studying health, midwifery books. We had home births. Hyperbaric chamber was in our home. Like, we were kind of hardcore, crunchy supplement people. We have chiropractors in the family. They'd be shipping me out vitamins. I was doing B12 injections. But it's crazy looking back because I was swallowing over 30 capsules a day. My husband was doing B12 injections in my hip. I felt like I was showering in essential oils. Like I probably was like a walking essential oil bomb. Like you could smell me like 10 feet away. We were doing all these things, but my health was really deteriorating. I had several probiotics in my refrigerator, high quality, very expensive probiotics. People knew if they were struggling in their health, like, I'm going to go stop by Krista's and she'll give me some probiotics. But yet my whole family had symptoms of poor gut health. We were making homemade kefir and kombucha and fermenting vegetables and like traveling to the farms to get milk and like to get clean food, clean meats, clean dairy, yet not thriving. And I wish the aha moment had come much sooner. But what's funny is I never would have thought, oh, I'll just go try Plexus. I really thought Plexus was a weight loss supplement, and also wrongly assumed that it was probably laden with chemicals and artificial sweeteners and like really bad for you. It was some marketing ploy, you know? But it was everything I needed in my health, and it was everything I needed personally, spiritually, in our finances. And I just love the way the Lord will use the foolish things to confound the wise. And so often allow our pride to be what comes right before our fall, you know? But it was a humbling thing to decide to go ahead and try this. And it did take for me falling. Like I fell really hard. We had walked through some really hard trials. It felt like about a decade. We had moved to Florida on a word from the Lord. We were so excited. We're like, yes, we obeyed the Lord. And we thought surely it's going to be the promised land because we were radical in our obedience. And so he's going to lead us to this promised land because Florida has palm trees and Disney World and beaches, right? Like it's got to be the promised land. And instead, actually, it was 10 years wandering the wilderness. There was so many beautiful things that happened. So don't get me wrong. It was still great. So many valuable memories, but more than that, valuable lessons as the Lord allowed that season to really refine us and humble us and shape us. But we walked through first a financial crash in 2008 when the market crashed, the Dearies crashed. We lost 6 properties, hundreds of thousands in what we thought was an investment in a hotel in Clearwater. It was a scam. And we literally lost everything, went from living on a dream farm of 30 acres, thinking that we were hitting like the highlight of our finances, and instead lost everything very quickly and found ourselves living in my best friend's son's bedroom. As we were crawling out of that pit, it took many years to get to where we could even buy a home again. It was thanks to Plexus even that we could down the road, but we were climbing out of that pit, going from like handouts of friends and ministries and food banks to then eventually qualifying for food stamps and doing coupon cutting and getting coupon inserts from the dumpster every Sunday night, you know, just like quite a long process. I'm like condensing it, but it was a journey. But we're climbing out of that, and we were pregnant with our 6th child named Judah, and his name means praise. So we thought, surely, since the Lord has named him praise, we're entering into a victory season. And what we didn't realize actually was a harder trial was upon us. We thought we had gone through the hardest thing we could have ever thought of, gave each other a high five that our marriage survived. And so we've got this, like, what else could ever happen to us? If we got through this, we can get through anything. Well, when Judah was 5 weeks old, he had 2 traumatic brain hemorrhages, and that destroyed 75% of his brain. It kind of thrust us into a spiral. in many ways, and I won't even get into it, but it was a really traumatic season, and shifted our life. Life has not looked normal in the sense of what we used to be ever since then. We have a new normal, and that new normal is hard. There is grief involved. There's daily caregiving. He's 11 years old now, but his physical abilities are that of a 6-month-old. He has cerebral palsy and a form of epilepsy. He's legally blind, and quite a bit of paralysis in his body. However, his spirit is so alive unto God, and you should hear him worship and pray. And he is just really about the sweetest thing since sliced bread, and such a lesson into the fact that you can walk in joy despite your trials. I'm amazed, like even when we came home from a date night tonight, as he sat in my daughter's lap smiling, but yet he goes through so much physically. Like he kind of just gives me a spanking every day, just by the way he lives in joy despite his physical inabilities. Anyways, we're going through this. I carried a lot of grief that I stuffed. I had not found heart healing. I had not processed through grief well, and ended up having another little boy named Malachi. Best gift, exactly what we needed. But that postpartum period unearthed the grief that I had stuffed, and it magnified PTSD. So I thought PTSD was something that was just if you were in the military. It took me a long time to realize what I was experiencing with these flashback episodes and the anxiety that would follow, that was PTSD. And having a baby boy again magnified it massively. So I went from like having these episodes if I saw a fire truck or heard sirens or certain the smells in hospitals, the hand sanitizer, I can still recognize like the cleaning smell of a hospital if it's used in other buildings. But now just hearing Malachi cry or nursing him, changing a diaper, I could have a flashback. And but beyond that, my hormones were off, right? My body had been through a lot. I had all these babies. My hormones were a hot mess express. I had grief. I had navigated trials, chronic stress. I really had 2 babies. It was like having twins. We were waking up to both of them now, and wasn't handling it super well. And I remember at that time blogging. I had felt like the Lord was leading me into this journey of learning transparency and vulnerability and discovering such freedom in allowing people into my story. But within that, I had mentioned PTSD, and a friend reached out to me. She's a pastor's wife in Florida. We had met through our homeschool community. And I don't know why I was so quick to tell her no, because she too was very crunchy. She too made her own kefir and like did all these fancy crunchy things. But I was like, no. But she reached out. She's like, Krista, I just encourage you to pray about this and taking this for your PTSD. And I thought, you are the craziest thing ever. Why would a diet drink help me with PTSD? Like, I just thought, wow, like she really needs a sale. But really, she knew this was going to help me. And I could tell, and it stuck with me, even though I didn't want it to. I really was in this tension of like, is this like a get behind me, Satan moment? Like, what is this? Why do I keep thinking about the pink drink? And it's called Slim, and it's got to be like laden with chemicals, right? But I couldn't shake it. And over those next 3 months, 4 months or so, she had checked back in with me a couple times. She sent me 2 very real testimonies that I didn't read. I completely ignored her messages. I was such a snot. I'm telling you. But what she didn't realize is, yes, she did know about PTSD, but she didn't know my depression or anxiety. And she also didn't know that each month it was getting worse. And so my breaking point came in October 2014, where in a swirl of emotions and feeling like I had no purpose to living, I left my family. I left my phone behind, my purse behind. I grabbed my keys, got into our minivan, a clunker of a minivan, let me tell you. But got in that minivan, I started driving, trying to figure out, is there a way to drive into the lake, or what could I run into to end the pain? I'm so thankful forever and ever that I did return to my husband that night, but I returned to the most broken man I've ever seen, and realizing that my pain and my struggle was now hurting him. Like, I just felt like I was single-handedly ruining my family. And his first words when I walked in were, Chris, I didn't think you'd come back. And for the first time ever, I admitted to him how dark my thoughts were and admitted, I need help. I need help. I'm thinking really dark things. And so we started the process of trying to figure out, well, what is that help? Like, what do we even do? We're doing all the things. I remember going to my pastor's wife that weekend for prayer, telling her, like, I don't even believe any of this anymore. The whole sermon had been on our victory in Christ. And I sat there like a toddler having a tantrum saying like, yeah, right. some victory, Lord. This is horrible. I hate my life. This is too hard. What's the point of even living anymore? All I feel is pain. I wake up feeling pain. I go to sleep feeling pain, and I don't know how to get out of this. And I remember my pastor's wife saying, Krista, this is your hormones. We got to get your hormones balanced, or else you got to stop having babies. Come on, where's your husband? Let's find your husband. She goes off, she marches off to Chad. You need to fix her hormones. And I'm like, no, like, I just need the Lord to heal me. Like, can he fix my son and fix my circumstances? Then I'll be happy. Have you ever felt that before? But that kind of launched us into a conversation. We still did not have money, and we did not have health insurance. And I didn't really feel like medicine was going to heal my body anyways. So I remember sitting down with Chad and saying, listen, there's this girl and she's talked about a pink drink and she thinks it could help me. And he was like, well, how much is it? And it was cheaper than seeing a doctor and paying cash. And so we made a handshake of a deal that I'll try it for 2 months. And if it doesn't work, I'll check myself into a treatment center. And that's how I started on a pink drink called Slim. But what I didn't know is that was developed to stabilize your insulin. And insulin's your master hormone. And when you can level out and stabilize your insulin, the rest of your hormones have a chance to level out as well. There was a reason my body was craving it twice a day and sometimes 3 times a day, because my hormones went wacky. And as I started taking it, I did notice subtle changes in that first month of like crawling into bed for my usual daily nap, but realizing I didn't need it. I didn't need chocolate. I was patient. I wasn't snapping at my kids, something I carried so much guilt over. And now I realize physiologically something needed to change in my body. My hormones were off. My insulin was off. I took hangry to another level. Like I would like lose my mind, but it was my blood sugar. Like, do you know the guilt that is lifted off of moms when they realize they're not going crazy? Their hormones are. And that when you stabilize them, suddenly you get a message from their husband saying, thank you for giving me my wife back. May she never go out without these products ever again. I've had so many husbands reach out and say, listen, how do I order this for my wife? Because she's out and she won't buy it, because it totally changed the game. But it was 2 months in when I realized, as I was like dancing with the kids in my living room, I was feeling like who I had been in my early 20s. And Chad looked at me and he's like, I haven't seen you like this for years. I have my wife back. And little did I know that the Lord would use the very thing he used to change my health to also now begin to bring a breakthrough in our finances, but also take me on a journey with him in the wildest way. Like it's still, I think it's nuts that the God of the universe would choose to use something like network marketing to teach us so many valuable lessons, right? And to partner with us in a journey of discovering so much. So it has been a journey from my very first post of deciding the other person on the other side of my screen or on the other side of my Facebook or Instagram, they're worth me getting out of my comfort zone, laying down my pride, my reputation, whatever they might think about me, laying down the fear of man and overcoming that and saying, hey, you're worth it. I'll tell my story and I'll trust the Lord to stir the hearts of the people that need this. And he's been faithful for 8 years to stir hearts again and again and again. The number of times I've received a message of someone saying, I don't know if I need this or not. I just can't stop thinking about it. I feel like the Lord is leading me to do this. But it has been such a gift. It brought my husband home full time for 5 years. Now he's in the ministry, and it allowed us the opportunity to really be able to afford to move our family of 10 across the country and say yes to the ministry. Really, the house I live in, the clothes we wear, the food we eat, it is our income for our family of 10 and has changed literally everything in our lives. But it started with a simple yes to a really subtle nudge. And so my encouragement to you is this: just pray about it. The Lord knows exactly what you need for your health, and he knows exactly what you need for your finances. And it might be this and it might not be. And so we'll forever be a team that champions you to make sure you're in the center of God's will for your life. And if it's this, that's amazing. We would love to partner with you. And if it's not, that's also amazing. We would love to cheer you on and pray for you, right? But ask questions. Know that you're not going to be strong-armed and you're not going to be manipulated. We will genuinely answer the questions that you might have. Our goal is to meet the needs that you have. Let's find out what's going on in your health. What medications are you on? Let's see what you might need, and let's give it a fair shot and be truly consistent with it, right? And then if you want to jump into the opportunity side too, we're here to teach you and to coach you every step of the way so that this can be a blessing to your family as well. So that's my charge for you tonight. Pray about it. Ask questions. Be led by the Lord. Know that membership is $1. There's amazing deals right now, but beyond anything, follow the leading of the Holy Spirit in your life. And there's really nothing more valuable than that. So Thank you for tuning in tonight with us. We're so thankful for your time, and we can't wait to talk with you more. We'll see y'all soon.